Hello and welcome back to ManVFilm. It is time for another announcement video. Time for the Imprints announcements for July. Quite a lot of titles here, more than usual. Let's jump in and have a look at what they have set up for the end of July. First up, we have got Youre, a movie that I saw way back in the early 90s. Um, yeah, one that I remember being two minds about, but I'm interested to revisit this one. If you're afraid to see it, just see it. Betrayed by her husband, Teresa Russell is trapped by poverty and struggling to support her baby. After taking cash to go on a date, she begins her life in the street, but falls victim to brutal assault. After becoming increasingly dependent on a pimp, she realizes she must find a way out, but her pimp has other ideas. Ken Russell's Youre is a confronting story of jaded LA prostitute, told through flashbacks of her past brutal marriage, inhumane abuse, and her time on the streets. It is a 1080p HD presentation, new audio commentary by Alexandra Heller Nicholas, interview with Teresa Russell, new interview with Ginger Lynn, interview with Deborah Dalton, an appreciation of Ken Russell and Youre from X-rated auteur Bruce LaBruce, video essay from author and critic Kat Ellinger. It's got some other things as well, audio English, hard of hearing subtitles. Youre is one of those ones that I don't completely remember. I do remember watching it. I'm looking forward to revisit it. Next up, we have Nobody's Fool, a Paul Newman movie from 1955. In a town where nothing ever happens, everything is about to happen to Sully. Paul Newman earned an Oscar nomination plus Best Actor honours from the National Society of Film Critics and the New York Film Critics Circle from his portrayal of Sully, a likeable, working stiff who's made a lifetime of bad decisions. But he unexpectedly has a chance to make them right on some of them when his estranged son and grandson drops into his life. Yeah, great cast. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Paul Newman, Melanie Griffith, Bruce Willis, Jessica Tandy. Great cast. I saw this one back in the 90s as well. It was when I caught on cable TV. Don't really remember too much about it other than the barmaid just propositioning him with a great one-liner, which I think was in all the trailers as well. The special features are still to be confirmed, but this, from what I remember, was an amazing movie from Paul Newman. Really great. So, interesting so far. Next up, we have The Music of Chance, which is a title I've never even heard of, never stumbled across, and it's got a pretty great cast as well. Jack Posey is about to take the biggest gamble of his life. Whilst travelling across America, living off the money from a large inheritance, ex-fireman Nash, Mandy Patinkin, has a chance meeting with Posey, James Spader, a professional gambler and card shark. Nash agrees to fund the penniless Posey in a game of poker against two eccentric millionaires, Flower and Stone, in an attempt to regain some of his spent fortune. His gamble has unforeseen and bizarre consequences for both himself and Posey. That just sounds like a great setup with a great cast, and I like these kind of movies if it goes in the direction that I'm thinking it may go. A highly underrated cult gem from the 90s, directed by Philip Haas, starring Mandy Patinkin, James Spader, Emmett Walsh, Charles Durning, Joel Grey, Samantha Mathis, Chris Penn. I love these movies that are set up as one thing and kind of change and move into something completely different. Again, special features to be confirmed. This has got me really curious. I don't know whether to look into it or just take the movie at face value and see what it has to offer. But this one is very interesting. Next up, we have The Beast from 1988. A Soviet tank unit led by Commander Daskal destroys a village in Afghanistan in 1981. Taj, a member of the village, vows revenge and pursues him along the Mahudin. Kevin Reynolds' The Beast is universally considered one of the most underrated films of the 80s. It's a harrowing yet gripping feature with unforgettable performances, starring Jason Patric, Stephen Bauer, and Stephen Baldwin. Again, special features to be confirmed. Another one that I have never heard of. I know absolutely nothing. I would love to know a little bit more about this movie. So if you know anything, let me know whether you've seen it, whether it's as great as its reputation precedes it to be. Next up, we have a box set directed by Jim Sheridan for Irish films. This is a pretty massive release. Jim Sheridan was a prominent figure in the new wave of Irish filmmaking in the 90s. His work has always been praised for its balance between mainstream entertainment and socialist statements on Irish issues. My Left Foot from 1989, which marked the first of 3 successful collaborations with Daniel Day-Lewis, including In the Name of the Father and The Boxer, which earned universal acclaim. His second film, The Field, making its Blu-ray debut, was overlooked at the time of release and is now ripe for reappraisal, with praised performances from Richard Harris, Sean Bean, and John Hurt. This limited edition collection brings all 4 films together, stunning HD presentations, new produced interviews, commentaries, and features. So the 4 movies, My Left Foot, The Field, In the Name of the Father, and The Boxer. I have seen 3 of those. I've not seen The Field. In fact, it's another one I haven't heard of. Now, My Left Foot, fantastic movie. I won't run through all the extras and everything that's here. You will probably already know if it's a movie for you. Some of the new features on The Field, which is one I'm interested in. It's got The Making of the Field, a documentary from 2020, which should be interesting. Interview with Jim Sheridan, which seems to be in all the discs. In the Name of the Father, another great film. And The Boxer, again, another great one. They've all got new interviews with Jim Sheridan. It's a rather standout set. I think it's pretty amazing, to be honest. But is it the best title this month? I don't think so. There is one title that jumped out to me, an absolute throwback to the 90s movie, a movie that I utterly adore and I will stop at nothing to own. And that movie is Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. I watched this movie way too much when it came out. I utterly love it. Boat drinks for the people that brought this one out. Cannot wait. I've not revisited it for a number of years. And I can't wait to get this one again. They can die quickly, they can die slowly, but they must die. When a powerful mob boss gives ex-gangster Jimmy the Saint one last job, it's an offer he cannot refuse. But when someone gets killed, Jimmy and his partners are marked for death, leaving Jimmy just 48 hours to put things right for his buddies and the woman of his dreams. Acclaimed by critics, Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead delivers sensational edge-of-the-seat entertainment, starring Andy Garcia, Christopher Walken, Treat Williams, Christopher Lloyd, and Steve Buscemi. It's an HD presentation, a new interview with director Gary Fleder, interviews with Scott Rosenberg, the writer, interview with designer Nelson Coates, more features to be announced, which good stuff for that. Theatrical trailer, English subtitles for the hard of hearing, 5.1 surround sound, limited edition slipcase. I utterly love Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. It was one of those post Tarantino movies that I felt was actually really great and really rewatchable. Great characters, great quotable lines, just a terrific movie about a group of gangsters coerced into doing something they don't really want to do, when accidentally they kill someone who's pretty important and end up as targets in their head. I'm so excited for this title. It is the title of the month for me. Of a month where there are some really impressive titles here, I'm all in for this. Now, you can buy the bundle, as usual, from Imprint. This is it set up here. We have 9 movies in total here, which is pretty great. and you can get it all for 250 Australian dollars, which, to be honest, is even with the conversion, I think it's pretty decent at the moment. I'll need to double check that just to be sure. But yeah, number of films 9, $249. Terrific package. I'm really impressed with this one, and I don't know if it's just my love for things to do in Denver. I am really interested about the music of Chance. I think the Sheridan set is amazing. The Beast I know nothing about, and I'm not sure. Nobody's Fool is pretty great, and Youre, I remember kind of liking it. It'd be worth a revisit. I would love to know what you think of these titles. Is there anything here that you're really interested in? Is there anything that sparks as much excitement in you as Things to Do in Denver did for me? I just cannot wait to check this one out. I would want to hear what you have to say about any of these films. If you have any kind of nuggets of information you'd like to drop, personal insights, your opinion, of course, let me know in the comment box below what you're picking up, if anything at all. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff if you're interested. If you click that like button, I know you love Imprint videos, and I'll try and have more of them on the channel, and announcement videos. Yeah, and you can join the membership program or the Patreon if you really want to support me that little bit extra, which would be amazing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on ManVFilm.